Hello, my people. Hello, hello from the Gambia, and this is a very good evening from the Gambia here in West Africa. This is YJ. YJ is a Gambian, and Gambia is in West Africa. Well, I just try to make sure that we have a little bit discussion here, and the discussion that I am going to actually have it with you is a very important topic. And most of the time, looking at it is like we normally have some students, other very important people, also in the system. They do normally used to ask questions like, what is the difference between professional studies or professional education and academic education? So this live stream here is going to be about professional education. So I want to just talk to you here concerning about professional education. Then from there, we will have another session here again in another time where we are going to talk about the other things like uh, academic education. So the question here is we need to ask ourselves, that things like professional education, what is it? If somebody is lacking a professional education today, what do we think can be at least problems or challenges that the person might face in his entire career life? Professional education, everybody need this in your, career or in your educational career. Why? Because it's like this is like a training which you need to make sure that participate in to be able to specialize in an area that you might think you are good at, or you might think you can take it as your career. So, example, there are so many career options that we have today. All right, people can be graduate from the high school level. Those who know that okay, they were thinking like I can be accountant in future. I can be a science personnel like a doctor in future. But such people, they might find it difficult. They might find it difficult to actually meet such dreams in their life. And that's the reason why every person is in need of career guideline. You need somebody who can guide you. You need somebody who can coach you in order for you to do well in your life. So that's the reason why professional education is very important because professional education, if you look at it, is a form of formalized approach to specialized training in okay in professional schools through what through which whereby if you look at it students can acquire contents knowledge and learn how to apply such techniques. So looking at it is very very important here people. By looking at it is like we need to try to always look into what can we do, what do you think you can do at your best knowledge. So this is where professional education is trying to help you. Like we have today, we have computer professionals. All right, if you look at computer professionals, there are so many areas in computing. You cannot think like you can be every body there, like you can be everything there, let me say. Why I'm saying that because it's like it looks like if let's say I want to be a network technician. All right, that is an area that I can specialize on. All right, I want to be a programmer. That is an area that actually I can specialize on. So it is always very very important for you to understand, yourself. That is, the main reason of professional education. Understand yourself. Know the things that you can do at your best level. Know the things that you think you cannot do. All right? But you need to improve yourself on such areas because such areas can be very helpful to your life. So, people, this live stream that I'm doing is very, very important sometimes that We can come together here and then, talk to each other. We share ideas, because this channel is sort of mainly for, sharing ideas, better learning, better thinking. So keep watching YG, support this channel so that we can grow together. I learned that so many people, they normally used to be here to watch some of the videos concerned about the technology and other things. So, but our today's topic is, what is professional education? Like I'm just from telling you, professional education is formalized approach to specialized training in what? In professional schools through, the students try to always acquire knowledge, and later they have to make sure that those knowledge they acquire, they can be applied, okay, to what? The technique sites that they already, achieve. So this is like, if let's say, I am kind of like trying to acquire knowledge in computer networking. All right. So here is like I have to try to find a good school whereby I can go through my training there. Ending of my training, I can achieve whatsoever I want to achieve in that particular area. But if let's say, after attending that training, I realize that okay, this is not the only area I need, but I need to kind of like blend this area with another area, like what? Like network security. Because this time you're only trained to network. But, blending with network security will make you so powerful, because it will be like you don't only learn networking, but you also kind of like achieve another, specialized area called network security. So this will always make you to be so much competent, because you are with two different sides. Okay, you're with two different techniques. Technique one is like you can network computers for them to communicate. But the other way around is like you can secure whosoever is communicating within that network. So, professional education is very, very important. They are not only competing, but we have other, professional courses that so many schools are, existing in this world to make sure that they empower, people on the professional educational side very well. So the question here is, can we go to a university and then achieve such, qualifications like professional education or professional qualification? Yes, there are so many universities in this world. They don't only consider academic studies. All right, they only try to make sure that professional studies is also integrated into their academic studies, and that's the reason why, if you look at some of the universities, they intend to make sure that they have such programs that at least people can go and then you get a training on such programs, and finally you can become at least a special or expert in such areas. All right. So my people, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being with YJ. YJ is a Gambian, and Gambia is in West Africa here. So, professional education really helps students to acquire professional education, including what? Including, knowledge. You can get the central concepts, the principle, and techniques applied in the practice of such, areas. Like I mentioned, the areas example, like areas in computing, you have the hardware, software, programming, networking, and so on. But if you go to other areas like tailoring, people normally used to try to go for that. All right. So you have the auto mechanic people, whereby they normally used to go and study auto engineering. So building and constructions, all those things are professional areas that today people are benefiting from such areas. So there is, if you look at some of the research, you will notice like sometimes, some of the people or some professional experts, they're always trying to say, okay, in today's generation, it is also very important that if you are trying to go for more of your academic studies, always try to put into consideration that professional education also need to be integrated with your academic education. Why? Because sometimes you might try to, let me say example here, somebody who completed high school and then starts going to, let's say, professional, schools, and this person, let's say, happen to do a certificate in information technology. Then from there, go proceed to the diploma, from diploma to advanced diploma in information technology. So I am trying to, let's say we are both from the same high school, we both graduate in the same year. But I decided to go for academic educations, like trying to go to a university and then register for a BSc program there, which I supposed to finish within close to, let's say, 4 years. So, but this guy within 6 months or within at least 1 year, he or she is already with a diploma or advanced diploma in information technology. Whilst I am trying to pursue my academic careers, he or she now is getting a job. All right. So within 2 years, this particular my kind of like a core student happens to be with, let's say, advanced diploma, or at least now is, up to other studies. So within 2 years, he or she has already gathered close to, let's say, 6 or 7 certificates. While likewise, me, I'm still going to the university. So if you look at the disadvantage there a little bit, after my 4 years without no professional backgrounds of studies, if I want to get job, it will might be difficult for me. But this particular person, putting these professional studies, into more consideration, is having, let's say, close to 3 to 4 years working experience, and at the same time having so many certificates. Ending of the day, without no professional background, only academic background, I might find it tough to get job. Okay, why? Especially in Africa here. Why? Because it's like Africa here, most of the institutions here, they always try to consider, professional studies very well. So whenever they want to hire, let's say, a secretary, data clerk, all right, they will try to consider other programs like somebody being with advanced diploma in information technology. So if I am graduate from, let's say, university, and I just submit my Dutch university certificate, computer science certificate, yeah, they will look into it. They will realize that, okay, this person, if you look at it, is with academic experience, but practical minded people are those people, that normally study professional studies. That's kind of like something that I show on the research. I don't know, maybe if you have anybody having comment here about such things, we can discuss about it here. So it is very, very important, because anybody trying to go for professional studies, you always have your common goals of what being a professional in such area. That always used to be the goals for everybody. Example goal number one, that somebody is trying to go and study IT, that person want to be at least specialist in that area. So meaning tomorrow I should be seeing myself getting employment or benefit from such things, because the main target there is, this is kind of like a area whereby they make sure that at least you are professionally disciplined of the area that you are trying to go through. And this is like a area whereby the central concepts and then the principle, is all about using your techniques to be able to apply. So whatever they are teaching you, whatever the areas they are training you on, those areas you need to make sure that you learn to know how to, at least apply such techniques. This is the reason why professional education is very, very important. Is very, very, very important. It's very, one cannot just go in today's what technology or whatever world we are living in today. You cannot go without professional education. Professional education is very, 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 very important, because it is the area, it is kind of like something that can help you to be competent in the area that you are trying to, achieve as your professional career. So it is like something that at least everybody needed today. So looking at it is like, let me give you one example. We have people like our uncles, okay, those that they are now, let's say, at age of 55 to 60. Let me give you that. Range of 55 to 60. Those people, those days, they were, taking academic studies very well as their whatsoever. So their, you know, goals of achieving such qualification is many. All right. But they are lacking of what? So many techniques. That's the reason why today we have information technology. Use your techniques and skills in order to do something, in order to apply it well. So such people are the people now today, they are trying to come back and then sit with young people in the same classroom in order for them to learn this, or in order for them to achieve these professional educations. Like example, if you look at also, normally we will get people at age of 60, they are trying to learn how to use computer, or they are trying to have computing as, added qualification to whatever they have. Some they force themselves because they cannot actually go to school to be with young people or to be with the grandkids. So they normally used to try to get one-to-one studies, which is very important. So professional studies is very, very, very important, my people. Let's take note of that. The next one we have, concerning about this live video, we are going to look at the roles of professional education. What are the roles? Because today, if you look at our generation, it is very, very important for us to know how this world is moving. And how this world is moving, everybody should try to make sure that you know the role of what? Professional education. All right, I can just try to say a little bit about the professional education. Okay, this is like we need to make sure that we understand something called the essence of being a professionalism. Okay, so what is that? The main target is to be able to deliver. Deliver what? A service. Okay, so role here is simply meaning if I am trained to be a computer technician. All right, sorry for always using technology because I am kind of like a technical person. That is like technology, not expert, but actually trying to be as a starter in that career, and it's like I've been in it for so long. So that's the reason why I'm always using technology as examples. Now, example, I decided to go and study IT, all right, information technology. Now they started training me on different software applications. All right, let's say example, we start with Microsoft Word, then for Word to Excel, Word to Access, and so on. All right, so ending of the day, my target is like I have to be professional in all those areas, so that tomorrow, if let's say a company decided to say, okay, we need a secretary, but this person should have a background in Microsoft Word, in Excel, because we normally do calculations here. And they also said, okay, database, we need somebody with a background in, Microsoft Access. Meaning that I did that training, I will be so happy to apply for such job because if you look at it, I'm a professional in such areas. I have the background knowledge, I have the qualification. That is what they call professional education. The knowledge is there, and at the same time, the qualification is there, which is like papers. And that's the reason why today so many professional bodies they intend to set up so that they can certify people in this world to become what they are professionals. Likewise, you cannot stand today and say I'm a computer technician. Which body certify you? You need to pull out that certification and say, okay, this is the body that tested me, give me the exam, and finally they certify me as a professional in that area. Likewise, in accounting, we have the AAT, ACCA, and so on. Business, we have the ABE and other things. So all these things are set up to make sure that at least, people can be, can be certified in areas that they actually had the training, or they passed the training of, or they actually pass the examinations of such areas. So The other area, if you look at it, is very important because we normally try to look into professional education just to make sure that we can grow and develop what ourselves, so that we can have different capabilities, different functions, of the area that maybe wheresoever you are working at, they might have the interest of. So you can be a lecturer, but if you are a lecturer in, let's say, in competing, okay, you as the trainer, you have the background knowledge in, let's say you have qualification and knowledge in computer hardware, computer software, computer networking, computer network security. So this is like added advantages to your what? To your employer. Because your employer will always be happy that, wow, when we get this guy passing, it's like he's versatile. He can do a lot of things for us. So such people, they never actually get kind of like exhausted or feeling like tired of, not getting jobs, because it's like job always haunts you down, because as far as you have different professional studies, different qualifications. So it is also very important. So professional education both responds to what? Changing demands and provides, other things like, different fields or different opportunities for people, because it can change your life easily. These professional studies we are looking at, it can change your life very easily. Like I met one person, I can give you example. This particular person, technically, he's very strong. Let's say he can do a lot technically, because he's kind of like he studied commerce at high school, then decided to go for AAT. He studied AAT from level 1 up to level 3. And finally, once we met, he told me that, well, I did accounting, and really speaking, but I see myself more of having interest in this technical side. And that was the time I decided to tell him, okay, go and study, let's say, computer technical programs. He asked me, which technical program can you recommend for me? I said, well, think you can try CompTIA A plus. You try to do that. So once he went and then registered for that course, he did it just for 6 months. The program is 6 months. But, halfway to the, finishing point of the program, this particular person was able to have so many contracts by himself, repairing computers for people, you know, buying and selling of computers. So it is very important. It is very important that professional education can change your life easily. Because those days, if you look at this particular person, he has been working for at least quite a while, but always, let's say, waiting for the salary to come and then feed the family or buy other things for the family, other needs. So he always find it tough, tough at least to do something for the family. But once he has changed his career, decided to leave the accounting and then come to the technical side, right? His life become very easy, because why? He's having so many career options. Sometimes we'll be receiving computers with hardware problems, solve them, and then people pay him. Sometimes he will be having software issues. He will just solve those problems, and then people pay him. So ending of the day, we'll be having software issues. He will just solve those problems, and then people pay him. So ending of the day, he has been making a lot of money. He has been making a lot of money. So these are the things that we need to make sure that we, think of them very well. If you are doing something for quite a while, you are not seeing any progressive in it. You are not seeing anything that is bringing at least developments to you, your life, your family. It's better you try to seek for advice from so many specialists. Those people will, they call them career advisors. So they will always try to tell you what to do. It is very important, my people. All right. So rules of professional studies, it's more of being specialized. Specialize. Why are you trying to specialize? Because you need special knowledge and skills where you can pass on. Okay, where you think, well, this particular knowledge and skills that I'm trying to acquire, well, if I go for such things, I will get it better. Well, and finally, I will be able to apply. So this is the reason why it's not easy for somebody to go through professional studies. At the ending of the day, you cannot apply. Then you pass through at least a very bad professional school. Because every professional school, the target should be after the training, the students should be able to apply. That is something that we all can at least agree to. Today, yeah, we have so many institutions that normally they prefer kind of like going for things like money. Okay, they are not into what competency. They don't take, they don't care about, after the ending of the training whether their students can apply or not. Such things are happening. Yeah, that's the reason why before you go to professional schools, you need to make sure that you learn to know, the outcome of that particular place, their competency level, because they always need to make sure that they think of, let's say, uh, turning you into something. That's the main reason why you are going there. So it is always very, very important that, before doing anything, make sure you do your knowledge base of what, learning through doing the research about such schools, because research is very, very important in the professional studies. You need to make sure that you do a lot of research about the areas that you want to go for. You know, don't go for only one. Yeah, don't go for only one. I will advise you for that. If you are trying to go for professional studies in your life, don't go for one. Try to go for different areas, so that in future you can have different career options. What is different career options? Is like, let's say somebody um, who has went through, let's say, IT training, ICT training from level one to do advanced diploma level. But this particular person decided to go into technical two and then study computer E plus. Then from there to computer networking. Then you have different areas. If let's say I travel and I saw kind of like a company trying to do what? Trying to hire ICT personnels, let's say for data clerk. I will quickly apply for that, because the case is I am new at that place, but professionally I achieve that qualification and then the knowledge is with me. So I will apply for that. Once I am just there, if let's say I am given opportunity to work with such companies, as far as I'm in, that's the time they will know my capability, that he can also work as a technical personnel, like a network support technician or at least a computer technician. So that's going to help you to easily gain promotions. Yeah, you can easily be promoted and so on. So, studying um, professional education, is very, very important. Let me try to look at another one, which is like, looking at lifelong learning. Some people normally call it like that. Professional studies, you cannot finish studying. You have to make sure that you continuously, keep on upgrading yourself. That is what make it difficult, and that is what make it at least, help you to grow, because you can achieve a lot of things. You can achieve a lot of things. So it is very important for everybody to know that, professional studies is not like you just go to school, this year, then the coming years you decided to relax, not to go back to school. No, it's not like that. It's like in today's competing world, if let's say this year you study A plus, plan next year you go for networking. The upper year you try to go for other studies. You can even go straight up to academic studies. Also, you come back to the professional studies. So you keep on upgrading yourself, because there are different areas that you need to at least acquire knowledge in such areas, because you cannot finish learning. Yeah, in professional studies, you just keep on going. You just keep on going. You just keep on going. So it is very, very important. That's the reason why some people call it ongoing and then lifelong learning. Yeah, it's not easy. It's like keep on ongoing, my people. You keep on ongoing. Keep on always going to school. That is it. Anywhere you just do a research about, or this school is offering a very good program in, information security. Go for it. You go and study it. Put that one down. After finishing that, just pack it. So it's like ongoing. Yeah, professional studies. That is the reason why it can make you better person. Because looking at academic side, let me say, okay, I have the BSc, I pack that one. Now the next target is I have to go for masters, I pack that one. I have to go for PhD, I pack that one. You understand? So after reaching at that level, I feel like, oh, relax. Or let me say, after the masters, I feel like, oh, relax. Because that one, yeah, no problem, you can relax. But know that on the professional studies side, you cannot relax. You can't. You have to keep on going to school. That's the reason why it is always called ongoing and then lifelong learning by people. So normally in Africa here, I always try to advise, people that in case you have seen yourself like, okay, I am kind of like now, having so many professional studies or professional qualification, let me relax. Once you relax, you know, people are just coming. They will just come and then pass you. Yeah, they will just come and pass you. So maybe the position you are holding as a senior man, you will see somebody one day will come into the company. If you stop at, let's say, advanced diploma level, that person is at HND level. So what are you going to do? It's always difficult. So this is the reason why we need to always try to make sure that we know it as. And the more you are just learning, continuously going to school, continuously learning, is bringing more opportunities for you because it's like always giving you, more career options. So you can work as, kind of like as let's say example, if you study different areas in information technology, today you can work as a technical support, you know for a company like a health desk. The next day you can work as a server administrator. The other run you can just be running as a network security, personnel in a company. So it is important that we know, it is like continuously learning. You have to make sure that you put efforts to that. So professional, studies is not only like you just be with a little bit certificate and you decided to, leave. No, you have to continuously go into school. All right, so let me just try to look into other part, which is talking about also the integration of technology education today. If you look at it, it's like our societies today, they are all what? Integrated with what? Technology. Meaning technology is in every society today. Technology is in every society today. So this is the reason why, professional studies today, everybody should be with technology. Everybody should be with technology. This is the reason why I always advise some students, if you have been going to high school, try to go to schools and then, get start of getting the qualification of your technical backgrounds and other things. It's very important. So number one is like try to be with internet skills. You know how to use the internet is very, very important at early age. All right. If I say how to use internet, at least I think you know what I'm trying to say. Not just that you see yourself using internet, but you have to know how to use internet, which is very, very important. Maybe if you are trying for me to go into details of that, I will just tell you that go to the internet right now and type the uses of internet. They will tell you what and what should you do, and you yourself can be able to select at least one or two or three things there that that every day you really need them. So integration of technology in every education is very, very important. It's very, very important. So this is the reason why I'm trying to tell you that yes, professional education, you know, in previous kind of like is even in Gambia here. they were just using it as traditional, classrooms and so on. So what is traditional classrooms and so on? Simply meaning, in such environments, they never use any technology there. Because even us, during the time we were been like going to primary schools here, we never see anything like technology being used in schools, like these mobile phones today people are using. If they want to communicate to your parents those days, what do? They have to just write something for you. You go with it to your parents and give it to them. All right. Today is like, teachers or the parents, they all have, let's say, uh, groups, WhatsApp groups. So this simply meaning anything happening right now here, the parents, everybody is aware what is going on in the school. So it's a technology they are using. That's the reason why you cannot be a teacher today without using technology. So teaching is a professional, it's a noble profession that everybody, can agree to that. So, but you cannot be a good teacher today without what? Technology. So integration of technology into education aspect is very, very important. Everybody must have to make sure that we go through that, especially knowing how to use the internet is very, very important. So professional education is very, very important, everybody. Because if you're a teacher, don't think like, oh, I know how to teach inside in the classroom. Really speaking, you should go and then find out, things like how can you integrate technology into such programs, such professional area that you are in, like a teacher. How can you just integrate the technology into it? Simply meaning, drafting of your what lesson plans, with the use of computers, teaching guidelines. How can you develop those things with the use of the computers and so on is very, very important. So, guys, I hope you enjoy this live so with you. I'm recording this live here because I want to make sure that at least you can see me and we talk. Normally, I will do this every Monday. If you can check me here, especially in Gambian time, I will always try to do the live at 6 p.m. here in the Gambia, 6 p.m. to 7. I will always be live here to give you lectures concerning about the different areas. So, in order to summarize for you, professional education educates the new generation of professionals, expanding the frontliners, or the we call them as the students of what getting the knowledge and then reaching them out to the service society, or reaching them out to the society where they can just go and serve. So this is like today, people are training so many students in ICT areas. When they are done, they are going to serve the companies. That should be the targets, because they already completed their high schools. So if you happen to trying to pursue the knowledge or career in information technology from the high school, you decided to go to certificate, from certificate to advanced level, then finally you need to find a job in order for you to try to help your family, you help yourself and so on. But never try to stop at that advanced diploma level. Try to go for higher levels, or you go for different areas in professional studies, because professional studies doesn't only have one area, it is having a vast areas. And that's the reason why you look at the specialized areas that you might think like they are okay to you, you try to go for such programs. It's very, very important. So guys, YJ is stopping here. Like I said, every Monday I'll be on live here, from 6 o'clock down to 7 o'clock. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, people. And please, let's do together. Let's work together here. Let's share these videos. Let's comment. Let us try to subscribe to make sure that we do things together. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Love you all. That's a little bit about introducing you to the professional studies, guys. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.